One of the questions I get asked most often by phone calls, emails, private message is, I'm moving and I want to take my aquarium friends with me. Or I want to take the koi from my pond with me to my new house. How can I do this? Or what's the safest way? It's a great question. When I moved Leon the Lobster from South Carolina to Georgia, I didn't want to take any chances. He was a member of the family and an international superstar. I was born in Georgia and grew up there, have family land there, so I was basically taking my buddy Leon with me back to my homeland. Since lobsters are generally considered food, they're usually taken home from the grocery store in either a box, like Leon the Lobster was, or a plastic bag, like Lord Leon II too was, both with no water, which also means they had no oxygen, they couldn't breathe. I pulled from the techniques I used at my koi farm to transport or ship koi, sometimes large and very expensive fish, from one destination to another, from East Coast to West Coast, from East Coast to Canada. It's a proven method, proven over years for safely transporting live aquatic animals, even thousands of miles. When we lose power at our home, naturally we're worried about our food in the fridge, powering our phones, laptop and other communication devices and stuff like that. But we aquarium keepers are also concerned about our little fin friends, corals and the whole aquarium ecosystem. I know I am. I have a lot of aquariums here that rely on me for care. I use the Blue Eddy Elite 300 here as a power safety net in case I lose power for whatever reason. From a windy summer storm that's knocked trees down, or from a snow or ice storm. The Blue Eddy Elite 300 gives me security and gives me options. It's silent, instant power, with no exhaust fumes. I can use it in the house, and it will run all of my aquariums and more in an emergency. The Blue Eddy Elite 300 is the most compact, smallest 3 kilowatt power station. Look at all these options. A TT30 port, multiple AC outlets, USB-A and USB-C ports for phone and other electronics, DC voltage ports, and a DC port I can use to recharge the Blue Eddy from my car or from solar. I can even attach it to my household grid, and if the house loses power, my Blue Eddy will immediately go into action. The Blue Eddy has time control functions too, so I can charge and power devices when I want it. The app is great. It'll tell me how much power I have and how long it will run the devices I have connected. So my app is telling me I can run this pump for the koi pond for 55 hours right now on a 96% charge. That's more than 2 days of comfort and safety. I can power the jellyfish aquarium or other aquariums for 144 hours. That's 6 days of silent, dependable power and with no exhaust fumes. I can run an air pump for 174 hours. That's 7 days of continuous aeration. And aeration is aquarium safety. Another option to using pure oxygen in Leon's bag when I moved him would be to use my Blue Eddy Elite 300 and an air pump in the car and put an air stone in the bag for him. I can put the Blue Eddy right in the car with me because it doesn't need gas and it doesn't produce exhaust fumes. It's not just for safety and a power backup, it's just crazy fun too. I can play my guitar out on the street, out in the woods, out by my koi pond. The Blue Eddy is totally silent, so all I hear is the music. I can even recharge my electric dirt bike at the track or up on the mountain. And easily power tools for remote jobs. I love it. This is Leon the Lobster in his second aquarium, still living in South Carolina. Obviously, before moving him, I needed to have an aquarium to move him to, already set up and cycled or biologically active. Taking the time to move him safely means nothing if you're moving him to an unhealthy environment when he gets there. So, I bought Leon a huge new aquarium. It came in on a freight truck. When I was opening this crate, the significance of this project kind of smacked me in the face. This was a big project. The cats were curious, of course, probably mostly about the big new box. They helped me unpack and inspect everything. Meanwhile, Leon the Lobster was chilling back in South Carolina, literally hanging out in cold water and doing lobster things, probably not knowing he was about to get an even larger new home. When I moved Leon to Georgia, it was a weird time, shortly after COVID, and there was a construction boom in the area, so strangely, I wasn't able to find a rental forklift to lift this new aquarium up onto the stand. It weighed over 600 pounds, so, not being one to give up, and being one that likes a good challenge, I decided to come up with my own way to lift the aquarium. Yeah, not the safest method though. I used the tire jack from my car, and some cement and wood blocks I had, and I slowly went from side to side, lifting and stacking, until I got to the height of the aquarium stand. Then I slid the aquarium over onto the stand. This thing is a beast. Look how thick the glass is. When I got the other aquarium for Sly the Octopus, the guy that brought it over actually had a lift, and we pretty much pushed it to its limits. It was rated to be able to lift 500 pounds, and the aquarium that we were lifting was about that or more. So it was squeaking and whining as we lifted. We got it done though. Fortunately, the other aquariums in the house are much lighter. The jellyfish aquarium and the aquarium that Fierce and Carney live in are both around 45 gallons. And the one in my office is 125 gallons. After I filled Leon's new aquarium, I wanted to jumpstart the ecosystem quickly, so I just took gravel, some old filter media, and some coral rocks from his aquarium in South Carolina. Leon wasn't happy about this at all. I took away his fort and his hiding places. I even took his moss away from him. It was only for a while though. He would be joining them again soon. I kept this stuff wet, alive, and biologically active. And I drove it down and added it all to his new aquarium system. Then I drove back up and got the crustacean dude himself, Leon the Lobster. I brought some water from his new aquarium back up with me too in this clean plastic tote, so Leon could get a taste of the new water he would be going into, and the chemistry of his new future home. I mixed some of his old aquarium water in with this too. Since I was going to be harassing him anyway, I went ahead and scrubbed the avatar patch of the aquarium dust off his back. I think both Leon and Tu enjoy this back scrub more than they would admit. Getting Leon into this net was always a challenge. He fought the net like he was in an octagon cage match. I prefer the net, though, for safety. If I try and pick him up with my hand, he could latch onto my hand or my arm with his open claws, and if I drop him on the cement floor here, it could bust his shell and injure him. My goal was the safest move possible. There's no way the move was going to be stress-free for either of us, but at least it could be safe. Okay, he's in. Notice the water moving around his mouth. I added some more water from his aquarium to completely cover him. Now, this is where the magic to moving aquatic animals comes in. From his back, not his front where all the snapping action is, I very carefully ease him into a big 4 ml clear plastic bag. I check him to be sure there's enough water to cover him completely. Then I add pure oxygen to the bag. I pull all the bag edges out evenly so there are no leaks, and I seal the bag shut with 2 rubber bands, one for strength and one for safety. Now Leon is in his own little safe cocoon. The magic here is a bit of chemistry. As animals breathe, they produce carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide slowly brings down the pH of the water in the bag. And as the pH lowers, it slowly neutralizes any ammonia that's also building up in the bag from respiration and urine. This process keeps animals in the bag reasonably safe for 48 hours or more. Leon's trip down to Georgia will be 4 hours or less. The plastic tote will also help keep Leon safe during the travel. And putting the lid on will make it dark and keep him calm. Another technique I used from shipping koi was to put the tote in the car sideways. So if I have to slam on the brakes, Leon will roll over rather than slam face first or tail first into the wall of the tote. This is all light years ahead of the way the grocery store sent him home with me. I stopped at a rest stop one time along the drive to check on him. Everything looked great. Leon was basically just hanging out in his travel bubble. And within 4 hours, Leon the Lobster was in Georgia. Leon did some traveling in his day. I don't know exactly where he came from, likely either Maine or Canada, or how he got to a grocery store in South Carolina. It would be interesting to see what that journey was like. When we got home, I introduced him to some of the other cats. He already knows Abby, Baxter, and Bobby the Karate Cat. After acclimating him to the new aquarium water chemistry and temperature, I released him into his new aquarium. He checked everything out and then started to dig himself out a comfy bed. He seemed to like his new home. The transportation technique I use to move Leon is relatively simple, and it's safe, and it gives you time so you don't have to feel rushed to get from point A to point B like it's an emergency. You can even transport jellyfish this way. I moved my entire koi collection to Georgia this way. This is also how I brought Ferris and Carney home from the carnival. That was about an hour drive, but I got home late at night, and they were safe in their transport bubble until the next morning. Whoa. I'll have another new video coming up soon, with some very fun stuff coming. If you want to wear some Leon and share some Leon love in your world, go to leonthelobster.myshopify.com. leonthelobster.myshopify.com is the only place you can get authentic Leon merch, which helps keep all the animals here fed, supplies for Jet the Tripod Kitty, Bobby the Karate Cat, and the other rescue cats here, and provides the aquarium supplies needed to keep everything here running smoothly. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and share it with other friends you think might like learning about Leon the Lobster, following his journey, and learning about the other rescue animals here. We'll see you soon. If you enjoy traveling, nature, and the ocean, here are some views from Surfside Beach and Murrells Inlet in South Carolina, USA.